We're Arsenal forever. We are Arsenal. We love Arsenal.
Good evening, all, and welcome to FTB Sports. It's Guns. Don't know what that. Hey, man, that was an. Feedback. So some technical difficulties here. 1 second, I might have to leave. But look, this is FTB Sports, and this is Gunslingers, and also today we have an Arsenal Slavia Prague preview. Today, we have Travis, Steph, and Brezzy. How you doing, peeps?
Pleasure. I'm good.
All good.
Yeah, man.
Excellent. So, guys, what I want to do first off is tomorrow's game. Really, we want to preview tomorrow's game. Big game, quarterfinal. This is our cup final here right now, because I don't think right now we've got anything else that we're going for apart from this Europa League. So, listen, I'm going to go straight into it, really, and straight into possible lineups and get yours takes on it, and think how we're going to set up with our injuries that we have and players that are available and form. And I'm pretty sure this will be quite a heated debate here. But I'm going to go through my possible first 11 that he might come up with. So Travis, this is my first 11 here, which I possibly think he might go with. However, I do have a few caveats in there. But I want to hear your first 11 first, and you can then come back and I think where we could change, or we might see a few surprises.
Okay, yeah, no, your first 11 is pretty much spot on. The only one I really just don't like, Bellerin. Do not fancy him at all. I think he's been playing pretty poorly, and I hate his two centre-back pairing. I don't like two left-footers because they can be quite limited, especially playing from the back. And as you've probably noticed, especially in the Europa Cup, the long ball needs to be a good out, and I think the angle it creates. Diagonals are like that really affects how you can play. When you're on the left foot, you've kind of have that angle, but you're going to struggle when you're playing on the right side. So I think that could be a bit of a problem. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy with the team. I love Smith Rowe in the team. Been seeing in our group chat, Smith Rowe's been left out, which I find absolutely ridiculous. I think he's been our best player since December. And I think Saka's been more effective, but he's been our most consistent player. And you've seen our best performances when him, Saka, and Lacazette have linked together and created big opportunities for us. So I'm glad that he's in Canners' team. So I'm pretty happy with that. The only one I would swap is Mari for Holding. I think Holding, even though I'm not his biggest fan, I think he has to be in the centre-back position. Yeah.
No, I think... I got the gist of that. Apologies, I had technical issues at my end. Apologies about that. So in other words, you'd change the centre back pairing there. You would start with Gabriel.
I would try actually Mari and Holding. I don't know. Gabriel looks like he's got error in him, man. He's looked mad nervous, and he creates unease and uncertainty in the back line. He's a supreme athlete. He reminds me of Toure, even Toure back in his prime. A supreme athlete, strong, fast.
Yeah.
The big issue is Toure had an error in him. Every once in a while, like something would just go wrong, like a missed kick or a trip or a foul. So Gabriel's of that caliber, but he needs to prove himself. And at the moment, I'll take him out the firing line because he's been poor the last few games. And I put Mari and Holding, who've had some really great games together.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I heard that. I mean, my only was feeling from that centre back pairing was I know the two left footer kind of thing there, but I was just thinking, who else is there? I mean, I'm a bit. I know a few of the guys in our group are Holding advocates. However, yeah. However, I'm not 100. I'm not convinced since he's come back from his concussion. To be honest,
No.
and Chambers, I don't think he's ready to fill in there. It's a shame at the moment that Luis has well, it seems like he's going to be out for the season. Really, definitely Luis and Tierney are out for this next game. Tierney possibly out for the season. I think the diagnosis is somewhere in between 4 to 6 weeks, so that's a huge blow for us. So, Brezzy, first 11. I mean, how was that? Anything near what you was looking to go by? You're on mute, Brezzy.
Pretty much exact. Apart from, I had Martinelli in for Smith Rowe. But other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same.
Is there anything? I mean, any difference in formation? I mean, we haven't had much time to that. Arteta's had to work with the players in terms of maybe switching formation. However, because I did have a different scenario, but what I wanted to do is obviously get all yours takes and everything, and the possible first 11 and the way we're going to set up. Will he pretty much go with what we know and put Cedric to the left, Bellerin on the right, etc.? And then I guess the only really, I think the rest of the team pretty much picks itself apart from the centre back pairing. Is there anything any surprises that you could see him pulling?
To be honest, not really. I think he has to put out his strongest 11. I don't think Aubameyang's going to start. I think he'll be on the bench. And to be honest, thank God, because at the moment, he's actually had a very, very terrible season. I actually really like him as a player. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Just since he signed that contract, got that new haircut, he's clearly, been misfiring. And I would give the youngsters a shot because obviously they've proven themselves since December. Smith Rowe, Saka. Yep. I just think Martinelli has had more time on the bench than Smith Rowe. I just think he has to have a shot where he's going to go I need to step up my claim to the team, or he's just going to be put back into the under 23s. I just think with Smith Rowe possibly having a lot of game time, obviously in the Euros with the under 23s. Give Martinelli a shout, and then also bring him on probably in the last sort of 20 minutes, just to kind of spice things up a little bit. But I could play both of them if I'm honest. It was a tough split, but I had to choose Martinelli.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a growing section of the fan base has grown really kind of increasingly unhappy with Arteta and his handling of Martinelli. I mean, you got one side that's saying that he's trying to ease him in due to the injury that he had, and then there's the other side of the camp that's saying that, look, what does the dude have to do to start again to get some more game time? He's chomping at the bit. We need something different there because what's going on right now is not good enough. Steph, talk to me, bro. I mean, the first 11.
Yeah, man. Well, you already know how I feel about your centre back pairing.
yeah.
So yeah, I'd probably go holding the Mari because it's Europa. I'm thinking the game would be a slower pace, which obviously it suits us a lot more. I'm actually leaning towards Saka left back, and then Martinelli left wing. ESR through the middle, Pepe right, and Cedric right back, just to go full on attack really. But obviously we've still got the defensive capability because obviously Saka can fill in left back, and he's strong and athletic. What's his name? Xhaka offers good defensive coverage for the left back as well. So yeah, I'd happily. I think I'd rather him do that. Just say, you know what, let me go all out attack, but still have a strong defensive base. I'd say.
The only thing I temper that with is that we was pretty attacking on Saturday, against Liverpool, and
in terms of lineup, yeah, but in terms of form, no. Like,
Agreed. I think that's a big distinction to have there. The lineup, the names were attacking, the actual performance and positional play,
Yeah.
it was far from it. It was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
negative and defensive, if anything.
and I don't,
Yeah.
like he keeps trying to play Aubameyang. I know he's got a soft spot for Aubameyang, and he's literally forcing him to play into. He's trying to force him to play into form, and it's just not like. I think his man management in terms of like trying to play players into form is another thing what's caused our demise in the position what we are.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
big point, very big point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
But then there's certain players where you might feel who deserve that kind of that same kind of treatment, like your Lacazette at the start of the season. He scored 3 and 3. Then all of a sudden he was dropped.
exactly. Like
So
random.
yeah. So it's just sometimes it's a bit bemusing what he does, why he
Yeah.
does it, and it keeps us all guessing. So sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say, I think you know what it is. I think he's trying to implement Pep. But I don't think the players have the mentality.
No, the players are nowhere near good enough to
They're not even good enough.
No, they're not good enough to perform the task that he requires on how he wants his team to play.
But no, it's not. It's not. To be honest, it's not even that though. It's like what I mean by Pep. Like Pep can drop, let's say Gundogan for so many play him, and Gundogan's like top goal scorer for like 13 games straight. He could score for, and then drop. But Gundogan will still come back with the next game saying, "Okay, what have I got to do to improve to play the next game?" Whereas none of our players have that mentality to say, "What how can I improve?" Like I see them training, and every time
the young players do, and sorry to interrupt, but the young players do seem to have that mentality. They have a general hunger to be better and want to improve every game. I
want that for my seniors though. Do you know what I mean? None of us see it, none of us it's like our youngsters have no one to look up to.
Yeah.
It's like they're learning on the job because there's no real guidance from the experienced man leading the way. Like Aubameyang's having jokes with him like he's a 13-year-old. Like, what are you laughing for?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a tough one because the thing is that that within a football team you're going to get cliques, okay?
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm not sure if anyone saw it on Monday Night Football when you had Carragher and Gary Neville talking about Arsenal and what's going on with us. He's alluded to something like a little mafia where you got your certain cliques and you know what, that I don't know if there is any truth in that or whatever, but I think in his press conference Arteta said, look, the only thing we can do right now is to be mute, and I'm paraphrasing right now, okay, is to basically be mute and play, right? No more talking about who said what and why and whatever. What we've got to now do is actually start performing on the pitch. Now the thing is, I think it's all well and good, with him coming up with his formations and patterns of play, but the problem is that right now he's coming to a crunch end and a business end of the season, and we all know in the league he's been nowhere near good enough. 12 defeats, I believe, something like that. Was 8th last season. We're now like 10th. Is it? So obviously there's regression there, no progression. Fair enough. We've gone around more further in the Europa League, but we're a Saturday's performance of going out of this Europa League. If that performance that we had on Saturday repeats itself in the manner that it does, we've got problems. So I guess one of the things I was kind of, I know it's pretty sad actually, thinking today about possible different lineups and setups and formations that Arteta might play. So I was thinking that he actually could do. The problem is that he probably hasn't had enough time to do this. Have a 3 at the back. So you have Gabriel, someone like Chambers, and Mari. So you have Chambers on the right and Mari in the middle. Okay, Gabriel on the left of a three. And then you have Saka, left wing back, Cedric, right wing back, Partey. God, I don't know who else in the middle there. But you can then have the possibility of playing someone like Martinelli in the Auba out front, or Martinelli and Lacazette or something like that. But it gives you a different dimension. And if we can have that kind of platform of the back three, and if we could, because don't forget, we did it for a while last season, and at some points this season we played with a three. Is that something, do you think, that he could go back to again, Travis?
We seem to be more solid, but I just didn't like the way we played with that formation. It felt overwhelmingly negative, and the main reason he changed that was because we was creating no chances in the final third, and we were struggling to get players into the box with that
When we
formation.
was playing that formation, we didn't have Partey. So if we had Partey and Xhaka, do you think
it would make absolutely no difference?
yeah,
I think
so-
that the main issue is getting players into the final third, and playing the 4-2-3-1 allows to have an extra forward player rather than an extra defender. Because although our defending has been relatively poor, I don't think that's our biggest issue. Our biggest issue is, one, not taking chances, which we've been absolutely atrocious this season, where we've been in commanding positions and not finishing. And two, errors. It doesn't matter what shape you take. If you keep on giving opponents goals, you're going to have a big issue. One thing I wanted to focus on, rather than the formation, is because I want to talk more about Slavia Prague. They're a very good team, by the way. When they had Susek, they beat Bayer Leverkusen, they beat Nice. They beat Leicester quite convincingly. I rewatched some of the Rangers game, and they were the better team there. So they're a strong team. They're a really, really strong team. So I think we have to show them a bit of respect. But
100%.
what I'd like to see from Arsenal is, we do not have enough physicality in our team. Let me explain. I don't want them to be strong. I feel like our team is not mobile enough. They seem, the teams of old, when we had real athletes, and that's not always the case. But I think when we do not have the technical players, which we don't currently, we don't have like De Bruyne, we don't have Bernardo Silvas, we don't have the Barcelonas of 09. Let's just go with pure physicality. Let's just go with the fastest and the strongest players we have in the squad. And that's what we struggle with. Like, the team's slow. I don't know if you've noticed. It's a slow team. All around the pitch, they're slow.
Do you know what? I think that's half of that is their mentality, because the play sometimes, when you want them to keep at their throat, at the team's throat, when they've got them on the rack, stay there. Build up fast, go get at them. And I think you're right in that respect. Even for breakaways, whereas back in the day, even going back as recently as your Fabregas teams and everything, we could break from our box,
really
from a corner.
Transition. And I think that's a big issue, because I don't know if you've noticed, when we do get into the final third, Lacazette's always way behind. And they just seem pedestrian getting there. And if you look at our players, watch this game tomorrow, right? The front three, whoever it may be, by the 70th minute, they are shattered, like physically shattered. And they look so tired. And I think you have to get some of the youngsters. That's what Smith Rowe, Saka, that's when our best football came along, when we had fast, quick, mobile players. And we break teams down. The reason why we tore Tottenham apart is because they couldn't keep up with Smith Rowe. He was just too quick physically, run after run after run. They couldn't keep up. And I think we need to go back to that. So youth is key. Speed. So I have El Nini in there. And we need legs. And I think that's what's been missing this season.
I mean, do you know what? I agree with all of that, and the thing is, one thing, Steph, I'd like to come to you with this is the fact that what if, because Arteta has said that he will assess Emil Smith Rowe, Saka, and Xhaka, what if those players are not available? What if one or two of those players are not available? What do you see big problems for us tonight, tomorrow night going into that game? I mean,
Not really. Like,
are you confident in regards to tomorrow's game, regardless of personnel?
Yeah, here's my dilemma. Like, I'm confident. Keep showing my hair, man. My hair's a mess. Sorry.
It's good, man. It's good.
We're all in that same boat, bro.
The three of us are wearing caps. And we're really
Yeah, like my dilemma is like when I see this team on paper, I'm gassed. Like when I see Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette lining up, I'm like, yes, I need to see this in full motion. Like.
Yeah.
This needs to be like the Salah, the Firmino, Mane, like, you know, when the managers intertwine.
That was supposed to be the three, though, wasn't it? And you know, when Pepe come in, that was supposed to be the final piece.
Yeah,
of the picture,
exactly.
Right? It was like,
since he's been there, I don't think I've seen him do that celebration since he's been here. Like, I'm waiting for it. Like, so, like, I don't know. Like, on paper, I wouldn't really say I'm worried if none of them three play, because I do still feel we have enough on paper. Mind you, we have enough about us in terms of the backup to get the job done.
But the recent performances from players like Ceballos, Chambers, have not kind of backed that up. I mean, so do you have confidence in Ceballos to play alongside Partey to get the job done? I
do. I think Charter with Ceballos. Because I get a lot of stick with Ceballos because I say like I've always said that for our team where we are now, I think he's our best partnership for Partey. He may wait. So he he may not be performing to that.
Saturday to me, I don't know about you. Kind of as much as I hate to admit it, kind of said to me, we missed Xhaka in there.
We did,
100%.
But. There's been it's man management of Arteta. There's been too much in and out. He's not really had
but okay. So but this is one of the things though, right? What I would say, right? If you're performing, right?
Yeah.
And if you're performing, you got to make the manager say, I cannot afford to take this guy out. Saka's done it. Xhaka's done it. Right.
No.
Partey's done it. Right, those three
Lacazette's done it. Pepe's done it. Yeah, took them both out.
You can say, but those three players and the keeper are players that are on his team sheet if he has a best and first 11. So I would say Ceballos for me is someone. He has a run of maybe 3 or 4 games where he'll do very well. You say, do you know what? Yeah, he's done well. Then all of a sudden he'll do what he did against Benfica and stuff.
I see. This is where I think you guys get twisted because like that's not like Xhaka has the exact same moments. He gets red cards. He does silly free kicks, yellow cards. He's been out of position a lot. So, but now everyone's forgetting the bad of Xhaka because of how well he's performing now. So
that's the way it should be, though. That's the way it should be.
It should be, but because of Ceballos is now the new scapegoat, it's all focused on him.
I don't think Ceballos is a scapegoat.
No, not a scapegoat. Like his mistakes are atrocious. I admit.
Yeah.
But like then like it's hard to. It's like what? Okay, it's like playing cold.
His performances haven't been great, and he's been hooked.
Yeah, he's been before. In the Europa League, he started 3 games and he had 3 errors leading to goals. That's just you can't. But
Europa League is not, again. Europa League is not week in week out, is it? Europa League is once in 2 months.
No, Europa League is
Let me say this. How would they say? I don't give a damn when it is. Europa League is our most important competition, right? And 3 games he started, and he gave 3 goals away. 3. Yeah. That is just shocking. Absolutely.
I think that there's certain players that I think Arteta knows that he can rely on. Aubameyang used to be one. I don't think he is anymore, and I think he's actually that close now to being dropped. The only thing that's probably keeping him in there is the fact that he's captain. Brezzy, I mean, anything to add in terms of how do we approach tomorrow's game? Because as Travis and Steph said, it's not going to be an easy game. And the thing is, the problem with us is that we need to approach this game with the right mentality from the off. No slow starts, no pondering or posturing, for the first 5-10 minutes. We're at home. We need to show this team exactly and what we're about. How does Arteta approach this?
Well, to be honest, he needs players on the pitch that are actually going to play for him. We don't want to put Aubameyang on and having 10 men pretty much with 11 players, because for the last couple of games he's been on the pitch, but he's not hasn't played. Like the Liverpool game, I didn't even hear his name getting called. Like, how can he have a captain? Yes, okay, fine. He's got to do a lot more defensive duties, but he's got that pace that he can obviously sprint forward. I think I kind of agree with Travis. Whereas to say I think in the youth is going to be the key.
Yeah.
I do think that I wouldn't start Smith Rowe, not just because of the fact that for any reason, for the fact that I just want Odegaard and Martinelli, just because I want that kind of pace. Because obviously Saka can dribble. Martinelli can dribble, Odegaard can, ping in a cross, at any kind of given angle. I just think if we've got those two on that width, that'll give them so much elevation. With Lacazette as well, you can hold up play. That for me is just perfect. And then if they know it's at a 1-1 within 20 minutes to go, and you need to create that goal, bring on Smith Rowe, because he'll drive and drive and drive. So the same thing with El Neni at Manchester United. He brought him in for the last 10 minutes, and his work rate was just
ridiculous.
Wherever the ball was, El Neni was there.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you need.
Yeah. I'm saying the only thing with Smith Rowe, what I like about Smith Rowe, but I don't think any other of our attacking players have, is the off the ball movement that he went beyond your attacker.
He doesn't lose the ball either.
No.
He doesn't lose the ball either. And I think in Europe it's so important that we don't allow transitions, basically, because we're at home. We cannot concede.
Yeah.
Listen. If we can't win it, we do not concede, and we definitely don't lose the game. Even if we have to go to their gaff at 0-0. To us, I think is an advantage. No. But listen, as long as we have not conceded a goal, going back to there, I'll back us to score. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if we won't win up, they're going to have to score 2 to win the game. So look, a 0-0 score. I'm not saying it's obviously the scoreline we want as a 0-0, but I would say for me that would have to be the worst result for us going in tomorrow's game. Okay. Anything worse than that is an issue, because anything if they score, then there's a problem. And I think but anything that for me would have to be the worst result that we could have in this game. So quickly, guys, I'm going to go for a score prediction. Steph, tomorrow score prediction
based on my lineup.
Oh. Listen, just based on your gut feeling, gut feeling of whoever's going to be playing tomorrow.
If they play the way I expect them to play, on the back of obviously, because this is the same team that getting done for racism as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's not playing, that player.
Yeah,
he's not playing.
He's not playing. Yeah,
because I think one of the things what's supposed to happen, I think, the Scottish police were waiting for him when he came to London.
Oh, really?
And apparently he's ill.
Oh, serious? Yeah. So I'll probably say then that like if they come with that level of intensity, when even to fighting for the black players, and
there's a lot of black
ex-Arsenal. Is the ex-Arsenal players as well who we gave that abuse to?
Yeah. So if they play like that, a bit like how remember when Galatasaray played? Was it Galatasaray when he got done? One player got racially abused, and then the whole team just started kicking up the guy.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Like as long as it's a team performance like that, I'm going 2-0, but a confident 2-0. It's not
2-0 will be a fantastic scoreline.
But I think we dominate the game. I think it'd be like a minimum of 60% possession. That's how dominant we'd be. Like,
Okay, as long as we can turn that into goals, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
2-0,
What?
Steph.
Whoa. Time out. You guys, have you guys watched Slavia Prague? Yeah.
Listen, man, we're
We're not
taking
gonna-
this
we're not
with
gonna
our
dominate-
hearts
dominate-
and a little bit of our
Listen.
heads.
Leicester had the fewest amount of passes at home this season because of this team. The way they play is aggressive man marking
but
system.
which
So
is true.
what they'll do is they're going to try and trap us. And anytime our balls that like to cycle possession, or players who like to cycle possession, they're going to try and trap us. And our players are too slow. I think we could have.
So this leads me on to your score prediction, Travis.
Okay, boom.
You better say
a draw. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be either a 0-0.
It'll be
or
a score
1-1.
draw. Okay, low scoring draw.
Yeah,
1-1 would be a horrible result
absolutely.
because
awful.
any draw, but any score draw is horrible because we have to score.
I hope
much.
I'm wrong, because what I'm hoping for, they're so ashamed
I
of what
do as
they've
well,
done to
man.
us on Saturday. They're so mad that they turn up and they start playing like some kind of superstars and they win 5-0. That would be my dream scenario. But I'm a realist, so I know what's going to happen.
I think they owe us.
1-1. Say that again.
I think Arsenal owe us basically, and I'm pretty sure Arteta's
They've been
tried
owning
to
it
put
for
through.
season.
Yeah, true. True. So you're saying 1-1, Travis, or
I'm saying
0-0?
1-1, and I think because Arteta's been in a similar position before. Remember, just before the Chelsea game, his back was kind of against the wall. All the chips were on the table. People started whispering like, could he be sacked? He might be sacked. He was in 14th place. It was kind of grimy. And then boom, he pulled it out the hat. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, because no matter what people say, I want us to do well. Okay, ultimately, I want us to win. So hopefully he proves me wrong again, and he pulls out an absolute worldie of a performance.
I have no idea where he's going to pull this rabbit out from, because I tell you what, because to be fair, he pulled it out with Smith Rowe, but I think he may be out of rabbits. But Brezzy, score prediction for tomorrow.
It's a tough one, if I'm honest. Because obviously I've got two score predictions. One, obviously, my heart says, win 3-4-0, put to bed first match, walk in there next game, all hunky dory. But I know Arsenal, and we're not like that. We'll do it always the hard way. I want to say a 2-1. I think Slavia will get a goal because our defense is, it's shambolic at the moment, if I'm honest. And I think we've got enough offensive to get goals. It's just whether or not we create enough and actually capitalize on those chances.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. And so I'll say 2-1. But I'm hoping I'm wrong, and it's a comfortable sort of 3-4-0.
Even 2-1's a dodgy scoreline, isn't it?
It is.
You know what I mean? Anything with them having a goal, unless it's something like 3-1, even 3-1's dodgy, because if they could score one in the second half at their gaff, and then 90th minute they get make it 2-0, and we're stuck in between. Do we go for it? Do we sit back? Do you know what I'm saying? So any game, any goal that, oh man, do you know what, Travis? Please, I was going to ask you actually. Could you? We got loads of comments come in. Is it possible for you to read the comments that have come in? Oh, you think you're on mute? Are you?
Okay, let's start at the top. My bad, guys, I was on mute. Aslan says, smashing it up, my boys. Great discussion. Thank you.
Nice one, Aslan.
Auba to play through the middle. I'll play Martinelli, Saka behind him. Okay, that's interesting. Mr. Silver Fox says, activate Saka beep mode. Do
you know what? I think as long as he stays on the pitch, do you know what I mean? I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that.
But he doesn't know where to draw the line, so I'm a bit concerned.
Sometimes, yeah.
I guess says should have never got the captaincy, but it's always the most lazy on the pitch. Okay, I think that's a bit harsh. He's
not happy, is he?
He's just not happy, and
is that what it is?
He's sulky.
I think it's the whole Tottenham game. I think that's what sort of made it worse.
He was like that. It's been like this for the whole season. This is not like the Spurs game wasn't the start of it.
He was happy when he got that contract.
Of
When
course
he's
he was.
doing all
It wasn't
the,
even-
when
no,
he's
it
doing
wasn't-
when he's doing all the egg time and everything and
Yeah,
playing
but I
with
don't
everyone's
even-
hearts.
I don't even think he was happy with the contract. I don't think he even wanted to be at Arsenal.
I
think
think he
moved-
did.
Nah,
I think
he
he
wanted
did.
to move. Nah, you don't. If you want to be at Arsenal, you don't wait that long to sign a new contract.
No, it's called negotiations, my man. You
No,
want to get
no,
rid of
no,
the
no,
moolah.
no. You can negotiate, yeah. You can negotiate, but he was biding his time. It's only because of COVID why he was forced to stay.
I don't know. I mean, do you remember remember a few years back when Walcott signed his contract and it took him ages to sign his contract,
Yeah.
right? He didn't want to leave Arsenal. When he actually was told that he's going to he never wanted to leave Arsenal. I think even then he didn't want to leave Arsenal. And I think, Travis, you're right in the sense that it's negotiations. Contracts are tricky these days. There's so much that goes into them.
Well,
He was happy, man. Back end towards last season, he was happy.
but Walcott,
And
Walcott and-
No, Auba.
yeah, Walcott and Auba are two different. Like Walcott's happy to be where Walcott knows he wasn't going to get any better than what he was at Arsenal.
At the time, I remember we needed him to sign that contract.
No, we did.
At that
But he
time,
wasn't going. We needed him, but no one else did.
yeah.
No, that's the thing. When players are running down their contract, and it's not just
They've
Auba,
got the power.
This is Europe. This is all around Europe. Players run down their contract on purpose to maximize the dollar. And most of the players nowadays, they have family members representing them. So not only do they get a bumper new contract, they get a signing on fee, which usually goes back into their pocket anyway, usually down the line. So there's no point signing early unless you get a really lucrative contract. Most people, you run down your Ronaldo.
Yeah.
run down
Yeah,
your
you
contract.
use every trick. You use every
do.
trick, and
Man,
look. Hey,
Do you think
Barca are
Ramsey-
in for me, but I remember those rumors. I don't think they were ever in for him, but hey, there were rumors, and that just strengthens Auba's kind of like hand in a
Position.
sense.
And
Yeah,
look at Ramsey. Ramsey's getting 450k in Juventus. Do you think he'll get that without running down his contract?
No, Ramsey didn't want to run down his contract. Though Ramsey wanted a new contract from time. It's only his injuries and his availability why he didn't get the contract that we should have really given him.
No, he got offered 140k and then it got pulled off the
He
table.
got pulled off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to stay. Say for 140k, he would have
But he
stayed.
still went to the final year. He still was running down his contract. He didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, 'cause he
everyone
wasn't gonna-
plays the game. So I'm not going to hold it against Auba because if I was in that position, I would run my contract down to Rafu.
But I just don't think the new bumper contract is, or I don't think this is the season why he's unhappy. I think he was unhappy from last season.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna continue this discussion. Actually,
Absolutely.
we're gonna continue this.
It says, I would give it to Saka because he's an Arsenal at a while, and although he's a hothead idiot and a bad footballer at times, he at least tries and shows some leadership traits. You know what? I agree with this. I agree with this because I think he's the most captain-like player we have.
Come on.
I don't know, man. It just seems like a huge contradiction, that statement there. He says one thing and then it just takes it away with another. So I don't know. I can't agree with Xhaka being captain. He was given it and he pretty much tossed it away,
That's
in my
absolutely right.
opinion.
Mr. Silver Fox will smash them 4-0 holding, will bag a header. Oh, he's a dreamer, that Silver Fox. Isn't he? Absolute dreamer. Ah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Him in holding.
Ass man, 4-0 over bag 2. Jesus,
Listen,
these guys,
Yeah.
positivity is key.
It is, but then
Do you know what? If you could see it, you can do it.
They ain't getting past Big Rob. Okay, I think this might be
Flipping it.
Rob's missus in disguise here. So
Yeah, because I
if
tell
you're
you what,
watching, subscribe.
have they got any small forwards playing for them? Because Jota and Sterling can beat Big Rob.
they
Absolutely.
don't beat him.
And the final one, Chambers better not play, useless player. Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit. Did you not see the Catherine performance against West Ham?
Yeah. But the problem is though, and you know what? This is probably what's gone against Chambers is that everybody thinks that he can do that week in week out, and he can't. That was it for him. That's his season, and that's a shame. Which guys, well, thank you. This kind of seamlessly that little brief discussion moves me on to this. I'm going to go into Aubameyang's captaincy and also his performances, and I'm going to bring this up. Okay, this is pre-contract stats and after contract stats. And when I was thinking about this, I was saying to myself, I'm hoping there's not going to be too much difference between the two, and it's going to be, a moot point. And I'm going to say the narrative for me is going to be a case of, well, you see, there's not much difference. There's all media hype, and there's a lot of talk about, this, that, and the other, how the media are with Arsenal. However, this is a killer. So we got last 30 games versus 30 games before the new contract. So 30 games before the new contract, he had 21 goals, 3 assists, 0 own goals, and he had a 50% win rate. The last 30 games, what he's just played, 12 goals, 1 assist, 1 own goal, and a 36.6 win rate. Now, that is okay. Look, in anyone's record, I guess 21 goals in 30 games is hey, that's some big stats there, right there. But we know what Auba can do. 12 in 30. Do you know what I mean? I and 1 assist, and obviously you add that own goal, and also now the win rate. What's going on? Talk to me. What is going on, Brezzy?
Yeah, I mean, his work rate is clearly not there. I think after this season, we can clearly see there's something wrong with him. I don't know if it's personal outside of the football or if it's something with Mikel. But we're paying him £350,000 a week. He needs to start performing.
Have we not learned? Have we not learned our lesson?
Yeah, but this is another Ozil situation or another Sanchez situation all over again. And we need to kind of either get him firing again, or I hate to say it, but put him on the bench and obviously use him when we need to. But I just think for a captain to be producing those kind of numbers on a consistent basis, it's just unacceptable. Like, you're supposed to be grabbing the team by the scruff of the neck and dragging it to wins. Like, that's why we're paying you the money for. That's why we gave you the captaincy.
Do we ever see him doing that? I've never seen him once pull the team together when we're going up against it and say,
there you go. So Breezy, so if you've never seen him do that, Breezy, why are you expecting him now to do it? Now he's got the armband.
Because he's the captain. That's what the captain does. The captain is supposed to grab the team by the scruff of the neck and say to them, right, pick up or to win the game. You can't rely on Saka or Smith Rowe to be doing this.
But the captaincy is not a mentality. Like the armband doesn't add anything to you.
I know what you're saying. I
get what you're saying, but the thing is, though, obviously he's a seasoned veteran. Obviously, he's got quite a lot of young players around him. His experience should be then, saying to the youngers, "This is what we need to do. Go here, go that." Teaching them how to play the game, so that obviously, we can then obviously win the games. That's what the captaincy should be doing as well, not just growing by the scruff of the neck, but it's also about teaching and coaching the youngins. And so far, the youngins are teaching the seasons. So you kind of have to sit there and say, well, yes, we're paying him 350 grand a week to sit there, got a captaincy armband, and yet, people like Saka and Smith Rowe are teaching him how to play football.
Travis,
it sounds, but that's really true.
I listen, it is dire reading. Travis, 12 goals in the last 30.
It's not great, but I'm going to have to disagree with you guys here. And let me break it down to you guys why. Because this is what I was telling to our man Tony, why it's important to have context of stats. Because you have to look at the stats before Christmas and after Christmas.
Okay.
His touches in the box increased after Christmas. Why is that, do you wonder? Smith Rowe happened. Saka playing right forward happened. He wasn't getting his conversion rate stayed pretty much exactly the same. But he wasn't getting as much chances created for him. He's always been a striker you need to create from him. So those stats are very, very deceptive. The entire team were playing poor before Christmas. However, I'm not saying his performance haven't declined, but I'm just saying those stats are unfair reflection of his performances because his conversion rate has stayed steady throughout the season. It's just that
So
he wasn't getting chances.
what would you base his performances on then? What would be your mark? How would you
He's been playing on the left side, right? Okay, and I know he's played a lot of games in that position, but now because of his age, the way he plays and the way the team plays, he can no longer fulfill that role. It's evident. We see it with our eyes. He can't play on the left anymore. He can't do it. He just can't. So he either plays as a number 9 or he has to sit his backside on the bench.
Steph?
So
12 goals in 30. 1 OG
yeah,
and 1 assist.
the OGs and own goals are always unfortunate. I'm not even going to put that against him.
Well, are you telling us that in your playing days you had a couple?
No. My position.
I'm joking.
My awareness is up there, man. So yeah, yeah, like again, like Travis said, it's all about context. Like the team last, like even like we're a lot stronger defensively this season, but we scored a lot more last season. But then we were conceding double the amount we were scoring. So like we was playing a lot freer last season, and even last season, the attacks how we built up, was for Auba to finish. Like literally, it was like all the attacks were like left side, pass, switch, Aubameyang come in, think it to the left or whatever it was. It was very, and that's when Lacazette's numbers suffered as well. Like not saying like he was performing poor, but there was no chances really for Lacazette. Well, no, that's a lie. He had a lot of chances, to be fair. Ignore that.
You know what, though? As much as Travis, I get what you're saying. I understand, and Steph, you too. I'm pretty much in Brezzy's camp. Here, and the reason why I say that is behind. Before going on air, we all had a quick chat, didn't we? And someone hit the nail on the head. Is how much did you hear Aubameyang's name in commentary against Liverpool? So my question is, if he's not scoring goals, what is he contributing to the team? You're saying that I understand stats can be massaged in a certain way to aid an argument. They can be. However, a striker's job is to score goals, right? And Aubameyang, I mean, we was very lucky to have a striker that did everything back in the day. And Henry did, he scored and assisted.
He's a god.
Yeah, he was from another planet. But if Aubameyang is not scoring goals, what does he give to the team in a football sense, in terms of defensively and build up or creating out space for others to come in and score? Steph, I know you're itching. You're itching.
Like, this has always been my gripe about Aubameyang. Like, I never wanted him to get the new contract. I wanted us to sell him because
I said, because do you know what? That I was going to ask someone that as well. How happy were we when he did sign that contract?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
I got another WhatsApp group that I was in, and I was saying we should have signed. I said we should have sold him and keep Lacazette as our main striker. And the backlash that I got, like everyone just went on uproar. How can you sell a 30 goal a year striker, this and this and this? Now the same men are saying, "Yo, you should sell him. We should like."
but do you write him off right now?
In terms of, okay, so here's where I stand with it. Aubameyang performances have never been great. His goals are clouded. What people
even when he was at Dortmund,
exactly
he was the same.
Yeah,
he was the same.
And what it is, like if like you said, if Aubameyang doesn't score, you don't hear his name.
No. And
like with Henry, this is why I have a thing of, like, I look at football different. Like, I don't really look at goals and assists, and like it's why I was an Ozil fan. I'm a Sanchez fan. I love footballers. Like as an entirety. Like when Henry played, Henry didn't have to score or assist, but he put in a man in a match performance. Like
he did something special. He did something out of the ordinary. He
Yeah.
did something which no one expected, created
do.
space or whatever.
He was
I don't
always
see
involved.
Aubameyang. I'm struggling, and this is the thing with me is that, and it's not just Aubameyang, but I put it to you guys. The question: who in our team can produce something out of the ordinary? Who can produce something? Boom. You said, wow.
Saka. So let me
Can he
have
though?
my little
But because I wouldn't even agree with that.
No.
Saka for me is your listen, he can go past the play, yes, but he won't do something mind blowing where you just say, oh my god, did you just see what he did? Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is that we don't have any of those players. We don't.
I'd probably say Pepe to a push that he has the potential.
He has potential because I remember that Liverpool when the first time he played Liverpool.
You see it,
right? And I remember he did a few. I was like, oh my god! And even Leicester this season, he do you know? But
and West Brom as well. West Brom when he scored that goal.
So he's got it in him.
Yeah.
But the thing with Saka, I think he's so consistent at what he does. He's so consistently does what he does, and he does it well. But what I'm talking about is just something which is just that little bit,
brilliant,
that certain je ne sais quoi. You know, just that little bit of kind of like
time, man. He's 19, 20. Give him time.
True. He's got time on his side.
What I will say to answer your point, Steph, about Aubameyang, what you said was blasphemous. Okay, it's absolutely outrageous. You went too far. You crossed the line. Okay, you need to slow it down, flip reverse it, and bring it back because you went off point there. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay. Second point I want to make is this: goals win games. Only Salah has scored more goals than him since he's come to this country. 2018, only Mo Salah has scored more than him. Okay, goals win games. Period. And it's not just about goals. And when Ozil was there and when he was playing with great football players, we saw he was the one tapping the goals in because his link-up play was atrocious. But great strikers do one other thing other than scoring if they don't have link-up play. I call it's one word: gravity. Okay, when some players are real threats, they draw players around them. They occupy defenders, and they can make space for other people. But my criticism to him this year, he's been lazy. He's not been trying to draw defenders out. He's not been making runs like he used to. You can see him just like struggling along, not occupying defenders. So he's not been doing the other thing he brings to the team, which is attract attention, creating space for your teammates. And he hasn't been doing that this season. That's why I'm going to criticize him. But before last year, he was doing that in abundance, making runs, drawing because he runs that way, two defenders are thinking, oh snap, where am I going? So he did bring that to the team, and that's very valuable.
Do you know what? That's big. Do you know what the thing is that I hear all of that and I agree. And I'm very very kind of on the fence with Aubameyang at the moment because do you know what the thing of. He brings fear into other teams. Well, he should do. It's just his name alone.
He used to.
He used to, yeah. But he should do. But I mean, the thing is, though, sometimes when you see Lacazette going through one-on-one and he misses, who is the first person you say who should have been one-on-one? In that position. Do you know what I'm saying? Brezzy, I mean,
this season, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
last season I would have been with you 100%. This season, who did he play against when he missed the hat trick of chances? And I thought
Benfica.
Oh
yeah. No, Olympiacos, wasn't it?
No, Benfica.
Yeah, Benfica. Yeah.
I was thinking of the Olympiacos game at home.
No,
we should have cruised, and he missed, and he should have had a hat trick, wasn't it? Or was it
last season? You're talking about when?
No, this season.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was Olympiacos.
It was in the second leg. He was through one-on-one like 2 or 3 times, and he should have buried him. One he tried to do the outside of his foot, and he skied it. And one he was through one-on-one. He tried to dink the keeper, and it went wide.
That's 6 chances then. We're talking about Benfica.
That game changed the way I look at him. You know when you fall out of love with someone, and it's just like,
because
you're breaking my heart, man.
because that was the game straight after the North London derby, and the Olympiacos game, I believe. The second leg was straight after the North London derby where he'd been benched.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And then everybody's like, okay, let's see what's got. Obviously, that was still on his mind because those chances, I put money on Aubameyang. If you stop the tape and when he was through going on here and you say what happens next, I say ball's hitting back in the net. That's what you know what I'm saying. But something is obviously, I don't know what's going on. The problem is that he's had a stop-start season, which you could say adds to his defense. He had the whole COVID situation, and the issue I think with it was his mother was ill, and then he was late for the North London derby, which kind of set him back again. So I think what maybe Arteta is trying to do is keep him playing, keep trying to get in some kind of rhythm, because right now, if he does play tomorrow, we need a fully focused, I believe, a fully focused Aubameyang. For me, he's still the number one striker we have at the club. I mean, hey, Brezzy, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean he on his day he is a world class striker. I mean he can do the goals. But the problem is
I just see that. Sorry, Brezzy, I just see that chat there, that comment. Sorry.
I just think I don't know what's going on, but something needs to be sorted out because I like Aubameyang. I think he's a fantastic player. I was happy when he signed. I was honestly happy when he signed. Obviously, the season hasn't gone very, very well. Obviously, he's clearly had quite a few things go wrong. He hasn't been performing, and he's been relying on other players to produce. And I just feel like Travis was saying, he's just clearly gone lazy this season, and we need to find out why, and then either sort it out or, hate to say it, but maybe in the summer look to move him on.
Here's the thing: do you guys think the no fans has affected him?
Possibly.
As in, he just gets obviously he rides off the love of the fans that he's getting when he's playing.
I don't think that. I think that's a collective. Listen, because you can go by the results of the home and away. There's no home and away this season, is there? Really, it's just where you're playing.
That's what I mean.
In a sense that okay, you're playing at this stage and this that's time. But there is no. I don't think there's any advantage by playing home and away this season, and I think it's affected a lot of players. And because of the results, I've pretty much I think put testament to that. I'm not sure what you guys think. I mean, I heard what you're saying.
Yeah,
him being one of those players that thrive off.
Well, I think it's helped Xhaka.
Oh god, yeah.
Entirely,
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's been to the detriment of Liverpool. I mean,
So I think
Manchester United and Arsenal and so many other teams. Home means nothing at the moment.
No, 100%.
But home meant nothing when United had fans as well, though. United were
Travis, you able to read out a few? I think we've got loads of comments in there. Do you want to read out some of the comments, and then we look to wrap up really and get final thoughts on.
Wrap up. Mr. Silver, let's go. Where can we go here? Rob Holding is captain material. I'm not even trolling. Okay, I think it's Rob Holding's wife in disguise here. So
actually, here's a question: who would you guys give the armband to if it's not Auba?
I'll go answer straight away.
Who's yours?
KT.
Okay.
I'm looking.
Who's fit? On the pitch tomorrow from your first 11. Who would be your captain? That's bad, isn't it?
The fact is, for me, it doesn't matter if they're all playing terrible. I truly don't care. What needs to happen there need to be 11 captains on that field, okay? They all need to take owners of their own performances and be leaders, their own respective leaders.
Yeah, but that's the thing. None of them are, because we're struggling to pick out a name to say who could be captain.
But there
Sorry,
still
man.
should be that one player that leads by. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Gabriel. You know.
He can't even speak English. I'd rather Louise.
No, but it's not about speaking English. It's like when it's a captain, you lead by example in terms of how you play. And
I
players
loved his
follow
goal
suit.
against Benfica. Oh my gosh, his goal against Benfica.
Yeah.
Gabriel's. Oh,
Do you know what I
do
mean?
you know that was that was the I guess the attitude you alluding to in
Yeah.
terms of, do you know what? Get out of my way. This is mine.
See it.
Bosh.
Boom.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That was big.
I love that goal.
Yeah,
And
man.
That was big.
I love that goal.
I think that's it with the comments. Nim Aubameyang only brings fear in FIFA 21 players at the moment. I think that's fair.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to do is just quickly before we wrap up, just give you a quick, obviously, injury update for tomorrow's game. So I think from Arteta's press conference, he said obviously Tierney and Luiz is definitely out. Tierney possibly for the whole season. If he doesn't require any surgery on his knee, then we're looking probably between 4 to 6 weeks. Saka, Smith Rowe, and Xhaka are all available, but he's not saying whether or not they will be involved tomorrow. So, anyone fancy putting Willian in their first 11? Because we've all forgotten about him. I don't think it's a bad shout, you know.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Willian. What's annoyed me is just what he's not giving us. Like from the Chelsea, his transition should not have been that hard.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
And that's what frustrated me the most. Like I don't expect goals and assists from Willian. What I liked about Willian was his work ethic, and his performances were always like 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. You get at least a 7 out of him. Do you know what I mean? He's one of those, because he's like your Saka. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is what we're getting from Saka is everything. That's what Willian was to Chelsea in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Well, so guys, just one question then. I guess I'm going to go around the table quickly before we wrap up. Brezzy, Auba, in or out tomorrow, or in the summer? First question: in or out tomorrow, in or out in the summer? 2 questions.
Out tomorrow. Unsure about summer.
Come on, guns at your head.
In.
Steph.
Out.
Wow. Damn. Not in. He's gone out. Travis.
Out. Sorry.
For real?
Yeah, man. I defended you.
Wait, what? Were you back at Auba in the chat and then you come out?
Out.
Out.
Man told me to do a U-turn. He's singing lyrics to me and everything, and then now
That's what I like, man.
Nah, man.
I'm gonna call you CT from now, man. Controversial Travis, boy. You know what I mean? That's the new tint. That's the new name, boy. Just get christened. Yeah, I mean, I think. Do you know what? I'm in with Aubameyang. I think he still has I think he owes us a big end to the season, and I still think he's important enough for us to to be that spearhead of attack next season as well. Bringing someone else in, I don't think it would be just one thing, to get rid of him straight off. Fair enough, I know it's a lot of money, but I still think he's got that pulling power and he still has it. It's a name. He's our biggest player at the end of the day, and I think he's still got something to give. Guys,
let me ask you for you. Like, what?
So just a quick question for Travis. If Aubameyang, right, plays well to the end of the season, wins us the Europa League, are you still out?
Well, absolutely not. Listen, I'm a recency bias kind of guy, so I forgot. So if he scores, I think there's 11 games left. If he scores 11 goals, 11 games, I'll be Aubameyang in. Let's go. If he doesn't, out the hell out.
Yeah. So
Steph.
Okay, on that note, kind of like, obviously you're saying Aubameyang in. Like, what would it take you to say Aubameyang out?
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. His body language recently has been It's not been good. His body language, and he's never been like that in the
Yeah.
years that he's been at Arsenal. You can always, even when things were going wrong, he would kind of give you, that little kind of wry smile or whatever. Say, okay, I'm going to get up and go again and see. You're going to see me scoring a goal, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Chips are down, but yeah, recently, ever since he had that COVID break, basically, where it was enforced, that kind of killed his rhythm, and then that whole North London thing, he's not been the same, and something's going on. I'm not going to speculate what the stories are and what they were, but there's something behind. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be all right, and mindset is a fickle and fragile thing for a footballer, especially a striker.
So, what would take you to say out?
I didn't answer your question. I was trying to give a politician's answer there. It didn't work. Steph went having it. I don't think I would. I may be out tomorrow, but in next season, I really do think he's if we can have the players around him that will put the ball and give him half a chance. And on form, all firing, Aubameyang would take those chances, and I think we still need that kind of striker around.
Okay. All right.
I don't think there's anyone better at the moment in our club, to be honest.
No, there isn't.
So yeah, guys, I want to thank you. Listen, we've run over that little bit, but yeah, as always with Arsenal, we've always got a lot to say, and a big 24 hours. We should know how we're going to be playing actually, and what type of performance we're going to give. So, guys, I want to say thank you, Travis, Steph, Brezzy, Gunslingers. Boom, guys, come on, you Gunners. Take care, guys.
Let's go.